do I always tell you?
About what?
I'm gonna say if you propose.
No.
Why do I say no?
Because I took too long to do it.
All right, guys, we got to react to this interesting story from this modern woman who pretty much is running to the internet for validation. Okay, she wants to know why her boyfriend of 5 years refuses to marry her.
If my boyfriend asks me to marry him, I'm gonna say no. Why am I gonna say no? Because we started dating 5 years ago, and then a month after we started dating, his friend started dating his girlfriend, and they had a kid after 2 years of being together. We had our daughter after 4 years of being together. His friend pays all the bills in their home. We pay 50-50. His friend got engaged last year, and we haven't gotten engaged.
It's fascinating how women are constantly in competition with each other. If you don't believe me, go to a wedding. Look at the faces of the other women and you'll see for yourself. Okay, you can't compare yourself to another relationship. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. If you're going to compare yourself to somebody else, that is going to rob you from the joy that you have in your own relationship.
His friend got married this past weekend. And the crazy thing is that when we started talking, he said, if we last a year, I'd like to get married and try for a baby. So a year came by, nothing. Then he said, well, maybe after 3 years, let's look at it like a lease payment. You get 3 years. 3 years came by, nothing. And then he said, maybe 5. 5 is a big deal. Bet. 5 came, nothing. So I got tired of dropping hints. Got tired of sending ring photos. And I was just hoping that it would happen.
You were probably pressuring him to the point where he's like, you know what? Let me just tell this girl whatever she wants to hear for her to stop talking. And, you know, as a woman, you gave him a child. Okay. You allowed him to put a child in you. And now you are a baby mom. So I could imagine that you're feeling the pressure even more versus if you didn't have any children at all. But at the same time, that was your choice. Okay, I don't think any man wants to spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a wedding. Okay, if a man wants to get married, you know, he may go to the courthouse and jump the broom, throw some rice in the air and say, I do.
So he goes to his friend's wedding this weekend, and I'm hoping that it would be a motivator, but to be honest, at this point, I don't even care. Like, I really don't care. Like, the magic of the idea of how he would propose and all of that, it's like, if you had that much doubt about marrying me, now I have these doubts. Like, why? What do you need? What's not enough? Shoot, I know I'm enough. You're not about to make me feel insecure. So he says, well, I made you the mother of my first and only child, and that should be good enough because that's a big deal. That's forever. And yeah, it's a big deal. That's forever. But like, damn, I'm good enough to be a baby mama, but I'm not good enough to be a wife. So at this point, I'm like, if he proposes, I'm going to say no. Why? Because if it took him so long and he had so many doubts, he thinks it's all under his control, his power. Like, when I feel like it, that's when I'm going to propose and she's just going to say yes. No. I have some say too.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've completely lost all leverage in the situation, okay? You allowed him to put a seed in you. If you really wanted to get married, you probably would have said no to a child before marriage, okay? You wouldn't have a child out of wedlock and then ask to get married. Now you're kind of putting yourself in a box where he's probably saying to himself, what's the point?
I can say no. Just because you propose doesn't mean I'm going to say yes. Like, for me to say yes, he's going to have to pull off a really, really, really nice proposal. Like, something super romantic, like Backstreet Boys in the background, flower petals, pink flower petals, maybe a violinist on the beach, or in front of the castle at Magic Kingdom with fireworks in the background. Something to make it feel like it was worth waiting damn near 6 years, because we're about to be together for 6 years come this July. So come July and there's no proposal, I'm gonna say no, if he ever asks. And if he doesn't ask, I guess I'm just his baby mama.
All right, guys, so there you have it, okay? Denial is a disease. Resistance is futile at this situation, okay? Just take what you can get. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, he has a change of heart. He understands, okay, I have a child. You know, maybe I want better for my child. So let me go ahead and get married. But ultimately, it's up to him, okay? You have no leverage in this situation. All right, guys, so the next clip is going to be her responding to one of the comments of her comparing herself to other people. Take a look.
The only reason that I'm comparing timelines is because when we first started dating, and I've said this already multiple times, my boyfriend stated, if we last a year, I want to start considering marriage. Okay, so that was his timeline, not mine. He wanted to talk about marriage after a year. So a year came and left and nothing. But his friend made the executive decision and said, I want to propose. Boom, he did it. I want to get married. Boom, he did it. But mine said, I want to start talking about marriage within a year. And he hasn't. The 50-50 part, like, I don't care. I don't care to pay 50-50. Like, I don't mind that. But even my friend was surprised at how much responsibility his friend takes. And I'm like, okay, so your boy's willing to step up and do all that, and you're surprised that his girl doesn't have to pay for anything, but I'm here riding with you, and like, I got your back, and everything doesn't fall on you. All that responsibility doesn't fall on you. So like, I'm looking at it like, don't you see that and think, this is a girl that really rides for me. She's been holding me down. Like, I should make her my wife, because if I don't have her, I don't know what kind of girl I'm gonna end up with. Because nowadays a lot of girls do want the man to provide everything, and if that's your situation, that's fine. My brother does that with his wife, and I fully support his decision. But at the same token, if she were like, oh, I want to go to work and I'll help you pay the bills, I fully support that too. Like, to each their own. So to those that say, oh, you must want the friend then, since you comparing them so much, like, man, I don't even know his friend. All I know is what my boyfriend tells me about his friend. I've never met him. I've only seen him in photos. Again, he's not my type. Seems like a good guy, but I don't look at it with jealousy, because I really don't know nothing about him, nothing about the relationship. I only brought it up because, like I said, my boyfriend said after a year, I want to talk about marriage. His boy got to it. He pays all the bills over there in that relationship. I'm over here holding him down, doing 50-50 like he wanted to. And like, I would think he would appreciate the fact that I'm willing to do that, and I'm not bitching at him over like, pay all my bills.
All right, guys, so there you have it, okay? Another one of these modern women pretty much exposing their life story on the internet, okay? Last time I checked, this video had over 4 million views, okay? So over 4 million people saw this video, and chances are he probably saw it too. So I don't think this is going to move the needle in regards to her getting married. If anything, it's probably going to hinder and hurt her chances of him kind of changing his mind about the situation. And although she's addressing the comparison statements, it seems like she's still comparing herself to the friend, which, again, you should not compare yourself to anyone, okay? Because you don't know what their dynamic is behind the scenes. You only know what they tell you. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Go ahead and provide me some feedback. And until next time.